All right, so let's just get started. So let's settle into our meditation posture. And just know that however it is you are turning up this evening, it's all perfectly fine, totally okay. No matter what is going on for you this evening, it's all good. And check your sitting posture. So feet flat on the floor, sits bones raised, shoulders are aligned with the hips. And just lengthen your spine. Imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of your head and beyond. So like maybe a puppeteer is lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. You're just getting a little bit taller. And the head is very slightly tipped forward. So just hinging your head forward from the top of the neck rather than allowing this bowling ball of a head to pull you forward. So just very gently, you can just think of tipping the chin down ever so slightly. Eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose, and the tip of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And just relax the jaw. And bring your awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead and the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. Relax the jaw, and then go to the back of the head and relax the scalp there, the base of the skull, and relax your ears and the inner ear and the temples, back of the tongue. Relax the back of the neck and the shoulders. Allow your shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and limbs, hands, fingers, and feet and toes. And then bring the mind to the breath. Just noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And then be aware of any sounds that might be in your environment. So try not to follow them with your mind. And just bring your awareness back to the breath. And then just notice what's arising in the mind. What stories are arising? What are you thinking, feeling? So try not to engage with those stories. Try not to criticize yourself or have opinions. Just allow the thoughts to arise and to abide. And they'll just flow on, and the next ones will come. And then think of all these people of our life, our loved ones, our dear ones, spouses, children, best friends, work colleagues. These folk we have these very deep and meaningful relationships with. And then there's those people in our lives who are difficult for us. And then there's those folk in our life who are complete and utter strangers. And think, they're all equal and the same as you. And that we all wish to be happy. We're all searching for some form of satisfaction or happiness, and we're often not finding it. And when we find it for 5 minutes and then we get bored with the object that we think is providing us happiness, and then we're all wishing to be avoiding suffering of any kind, whether it's heartbreak, whether it's illness, whether it's any kinds of problems. And we're constantly running into these kinds of issues. And we're all the same in this, having this incredible capacity for this enlightened mind. So I think we'll do all these meditation this evening, this purification practice, for the benefit of all these people of our life, by extension, all sentient beings. And I just wanted to add Karen's name here. She passed away today. So if there's anyone that you know who might be sick or has passed recently, or maybe even in the past, you could just bring them to your mind. Or perhaps they're not sick at all. Maybe someone who wouldn't think to come along to a meditation like this. Just place them next to you in your mind and imagine they're doing this practice with you. So remembering there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind, so we can also change it by creating positivity with our mind. So we start this purification practice with the 4 opponent powers. The first of these is the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And you can think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. So we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. So we don't really want any more suffering than we already have. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want this suffering. I am sick of suffering. So also regret any delusions. So our attachment and anger and the rest for the cause of why we harm others, and think, okay, I'm sick of this. What can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. So we're not asking the Buddha to forgive us. This is not some kind of like higher power we're relying on. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon the methods. So you imagine Vajrasattva is above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher or spiritual mentor, if you have one, manifesting in this form for your benefit. And you can imagine the Vajrasattva is made of this radiant, blissful white light, like a ball of light. If the details are difficult for you, just imagine this white, purifying light energy above the crown of your head. He's sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion, and this lotus, although born out of mud, is untainted by that mud, just like our enlightened potential, which is born out of our delusions, but untainted by them. is this beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of someone you may have harmed recently, or maybe in the past, and in general, all beings you've ever harmed since beginningless time. And then think of maybe someone who's harmed you and try and have some compassion for them, a wish for them to be free from suffering, particularly because the suffering they have caused you is going to manifest for them as suffering in the future. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine doing this practice of purification. So we use visualization and mantra. Excuse me. So imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Tira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Tira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ahom Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with the body. And the next is a purification of the speech. And Vajrasattva now very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just think that all your gossip and harsh speech and useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Savasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Savasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So next we purify our minds. And Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and enters your heart chakra and fills your entire being. So it's the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and you flick on the switch. That light instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your depression and attachment and neediness and anger and resentment and jealousy and bitterness and grudges are all instantly dispelled. Not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sabasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sabasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sabasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sabasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sabasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified. And think there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So this time you can imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely, eradicating even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita tita meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe So now feel you are completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Just imagine even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now we come to the power of resolve, and this is kind of the most important, well, the most, but I mean, it is, because we don't make any change in our life until we make a decision to do it. So it's pretty crucial, this resolve. This is the determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. And it probably isn't going to be ever again, because we're human and we have habits and we tend to keep falling over all over again. Oh gosh, that thing that just came out of my mouth yet again. We have these thoughts that are habitual, leading us to do all kinds of this and that. So this determination, this aspiration to not harm, is kind of like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. So everything is existing on the tip of the wish. So just think of something that you'd like to work on between now and tomorrow. So if you are doing the practice over the weekend, or between now and Monday when we meet again, whether it's your speech, whether it's, sort of negative thoughts, whatever it is, and rejoice in your efforts you've been making over the past almost, I think we might be even almost 2 years now. So incredible, amazing benefit for all of us. So this determination to not do again is what gives us the strength to change. And Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my Guru's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So we can do a little meditation on emptiness. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a little while. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate this practice, all the positive energy you've created this evening, doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. Excuse me, and for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, O Tub Shul Chang Shin Jam Gon Galloway, Tenzin Kyang Pelaway, Kunza Dog Porze, Chog Sum Kurwe Legmon to Drum. Dog Sog Dulje Kondu Jab Ten Shok. For Lama Ursel Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please live long. And for Geshe Shara, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Okay, everybody. Good night. Thank you so much. Thank you for hosting, Alexis, and thank you for those people who are standing guard at the door. Thank you very much. And lots of love. Have a wonderful weekend. Sweet dreams. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Okay.
Lots of love.
Thank you, everybody.
So much.
Lots of love.